This video is a Bybit copy trading tutorial. There's been some upgrades on the system recently, so we'll go over those and also how to actually navigate this system, choose traders, and some of the things to think about when copy trading, including the benefits and risks. Timestamps for everything in the description. We'll come to the copy trading platform first then, and what are some of the things that you should be aware of if you do want to copy trade. So we'll come to Bybit and then tools and then copy trading right here. I'll leave a link to them in the description as well. They give a deposit bonus if you're new, so check the details via that link. But then essentially you have a bunch of traders right here and you can see their performance over time. So what we can do is come to top master traders and you can see that they're ranked by either the ROI, which is the return on investment. You can see the highest profit for followers right here. Now these are slight differences in actually the profits that these traders are making, lowest drawdown, and then we have here top intraday traders. Now, if you're copy trading, maybe just choosing one trader to copy probably isn't the best solution, because you're just opening yourself up to the risk of one copy trader. And on Bybit, you can actually copy up to 10 traders. So give yourself more of a kind of diversified exposure to a bunch of different traders rather than just one, because what we really want to look at is their performance over time. So what I would do is go to all master traders right here, and then you can actually drill down into, are these traders actually doing a good job over the long term? Because anyone can make some money over 7 days. Let's look at their wider performance. So the first thing I would do is actually change this from 7 days here and just go to 90 days. And that's going to give us a bit of a longer history of these traders, because what I would want to do is just put money in traders that do a decent job over the long term, rather than just one trader who got lucky over the last 7 days or just had one good trade. So we need to see some history right here. Now, as you can see on the right hand side, you can see action. These are full. So these traders are not allowing any more people to actually copy their trades. So if we click into the trader page, we can see that we cannot actually copy these anymore. But what we can do is if we press full, we can just get an alert, as you can see on the wait list. So we can get an alert if they are taking traders again, and then you can go ahead and copy them if they are accepting more traders or if some traders have fallen out. You can see on the right hand side, this is copy here. So this trader actually has some spots free. If we just click on this trader, you can see that they are available to copy, and then we can go into the actual step-by-step guide, which I'll get onto in a second. But if we are looking for traders, what we can do is let's see their rank overall, or we could see their actual performance. So what we want to do is top profit or win streak or high frequency. So what I would do probably is top ROI right here and top profit, and then probably veteran if you want people that have been around for a while. But let's just do confirm, and that kind of weeds out people that maybe have got lucky over the past 7 days or have a shorter history. So that's how I would rank some of these traders. And then we can see 30-day ROI. You can see that here. And then the max followers, how many followers actually are trading with these guys. If there's a large amount of followers, that's probably better rather than a new account that has fewer followers. And then the 30-day P&L. So as you can see, this trader right here has made some very good trades over the last month. We can have a look at a trader page then and some of the information we get on there and what I would think is important. So we're just going to have a look at this trader here, CEO Musk. Very good trader as this history anyway. As we can see, 7-day ROI 3%. What I would do is just change everything to the longest time span, so 180 days in this case, and just see what their history is, because what you really want is a consistent trader rather than anything else. Now what we can see here is the amount of people that have followed this trader over time is about 5,000. He actually has a limit, or he or she actually has a limit of 2,000, as you can see. So this trader is full right now, but you can go on that wait list. And what I want to look at is what assets are they trading over time. So again, I'm going to go to profit here, 180 days, and we see a loss right here, but then after that loss, pretty much everything else has been in the green. So what we can see is the type of trades that they're getting into. So that's important for me as well. So what we can see here is average holding time. So average holding time is around 1 day. Let's call it 21 hours. It's probably 2 trading days. And then the trading frequency is quite high as well. And winning trades 1,000, losing trades 36. That's a very good win ratio on trades, right? So that's the reason why the profits have been so good for this trader. So let's see what this trader is actually doing. So I'm going to go 180 days and see which assets they're trading, and it's just BTC. Now I actually like that because if you have a trader that's trading maybe 15 or 20 different assets, they're basically spraying and praying at that point, right? Whereas this trader very just honed in on Bitcoin trading, and it's obviously working for them. Now we can go view all here, and I want to see what the trades are. So as we can see, they're actually shorting over the previous history or the recent history. They are actually shorting Bitcoin, and they're making some profits there. Now if we go back, we can see that they're actually shorting most of the time, and right here we actually see they are going long as well. So they are long and short this asset. So essentially what they're doing is day trading the price, trying to take price exposure both long and short. And that's something to keep in mind when copying traders is, what type of trader are they? This is a long and short trader, and so they're flipping their bias dependent on market conditions, as you can see. So rather than just going long all of the time or waiting for longs, they are mostly going long previously, but recently mostly going short, and that's just their expression of where they think the market is going. How to go ahead and copy a trader then. There are some specifics to know, so we'll go over that now. We do have to find a trader that we can copy, so I'll click this one right here as we are available to copy this trader. So click on copy, and then you can input these details. There have been some changes and some upgrades since the last video, so I'll go over them now. Funds to copy, as we can see here, this is the total amount of assets or total amount of cash that you want to put towards copying this trader individually. So let's just put an amount in here. You need that in your either funding account or your trading account, so that can be there and then used to go over and copy this trader. And we have copy stop loss. This is a account-wide, risk mitigation measure if you want to put it in. So copy stop loss is if your account balance that you've put towards this copy trader, which is this, wider account balance that you're putting towards them, if you lose a certain amount of money, you can actually stop copying that trader and essentially get out. And so you can automate that. So let's say that I put in $1,000 and I want to actually choose a percentage, like 20%, where if I'm losing 20% on that copy funds, then I just essentially want to stop copying this trader. So what I can do is go down to this Dropbox, and I have two options. If the 1,000 that I put in is now 20% in a loss, I can exit immediately at the current price. So all copy trades that I have will essentially be traded out at that point, and I will stop copying the trader as well, essentially stopping everything. Or what I can do is continue copying the trader until the positions are closed, and that means that you won't copy any new orders that go long and get more exposure for you, but you'll keep copying, and then you'll let them close down those orders and you'll close them. So you'll eventually kind of tail out of the copying. So you can choose either one of those. This copy stop loss is for your wider account balance. So not individual trades, but in general, if you put 1,000 towards the trader and all of the trades in general are at a 20% loss, then you can stop copying them and or exit immediately, whichever one that you want to do. Now, Bybit Copy Guard here is something that you might want on. This is also going to try and get better trades for you. So as you can see here, it will wait to copy an order at an optimal price. Now, for large assets like Bitcoin and ETH, this isn't going to be an issue, but for smaller assets, especially more illiquid ones, the copy trader may trade something, and then if you copy them, you may get a much worse price. And so what this does is just prevent that from happening and actually wait for the market to come down to a similar price that what they got. Otherwise, you'd be getting a much different price than them, and they may get out at an earlier date or an earlier price that may be negative for you. So this is just a way to prevent that from happening. So I'd probably put it on. Again, for Bitcoin and ETH, it's not going to make any difference because those are large liquid assets anyway. We can also drill down into each specific trade, and this is good if you want to limit the amount of risk you're taking as well per trade. So if we go to more settings, you can see max position margin per contract. Now remember, this copy trader is going to be trading in the futures market, probably on leverage as well. You can actually reduce the amount of leverage taken in your own trades, which I think is something really important to make sure that it's within your own tolerances, because what they may do is just use this 1,000, leverage it 20x, and then be in a position that's not great. Your copy stop loss for the wider account will obviously stop any losses that are too bad, but you can put this down on a trade by trade basis. So, you know, how much margin do you want to take? As you can see here, it will use a certain amount. So let's put $50 of margin or something like that. And then you won't be using any more than that per trade. So that reduces your own risk if you want to do that. The max daily position limit, as you can see here as well, once you get a certain amount of positions per day, whatever that may be, then it will stop copying as well. Now, what I would say here is probably the max margin is good if you want to limit risk, but in terms of copying the trader, if you cut your losses too early or you make some more specific changes here, then you're not going to be really copying their style or their trades. And so you may actually cut out of trades early at a loss that the trader actually holds onto and ends up making money. And so at that point, you're not really copying their trades or their style. So just something to keep in mind if you want to do that. But as we can see, stop loss ratio, you can actually put a stop loss in here saying if one trade goes south, then I want to cut at that price or that, you know, that percentage loss. The trader is probably going to do that anyway as well. So it's up to you if you want to put that. Take profit order as well. Again, you kind of want to copy the trader. That's the point. You know, if you're cutting out early at a 10% profit every time, maybe their one trade that they do really well on is making up for some, you know, worse trades. And if you've taken your profit early in that trade, then again, you're not really copying that trader. So put that in if you want. Max slippage per order. Again, this isn't going to matter too much in liquid assets. But if you're copying a trade in a liquid asset and the price has moved 1%, you kind of don't want to be buying at a different price than the trader is copying at. So maybe max slippage around 0.5% is actually fine, especially in liquid assets. Now, what you can also do, which is good, is to choose which assets that you actually are comfortable trading. So if you just click these off, then you won't trade any of the assets that you think there's no really real reason why I want to trade that anyway. But you can look at obviously the background of the trader to what assets they're trading. Generally, you can select all, you can select one of them. So as for this trader, as we can see, they're not actually doing much in terms of trading tiny coins. If we go to 180, you know, we have kind of top 10, top 15 coins, which you may be happy trading. But if there are any that you really don't want to trade and you don't want to copy those trades, then just go to more settings here and you can choose all of them, the ones that you want to trade and the ones you don't want to trade, and copy. And then after you've chosen that, I have read the terms and conditions, then you can go to copy now. If you do have copy positions active in the market, you can manually edit them as well. On the main page, go up to the top right here. And if you have active orders, they will be here. I don't have any active orders at the moment. As you can see on the right-hand corner, you can click actions, you can edit and get out of trades manually if you want. You can see all the details here as well. In terms of trading as well, you can copy up to 10 traders. For me, active trading in general and copy trading would be part of the highest risk portion of a portfolio. And so I would only put a small amount of my portfolio towards it, if any. You can see vast majority for me personally is savings and investments, and a small portion towards more active trading. This could be your own account that you're trading with, or as part of that, you could put some, you know, assets towards 5, 7, or whatever amount of copy traders, just as part of your active trading account and your high risk account. This specifically isn't investment advice, just as an example to see how much percentage of your assets you would put towards something. Everyone is different, of course, and can choose how much risk they take. But if you do want to check out Bybit copy trading, link in the description for that. I'm James with MoneyZG. Cheers for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.